Come on, bud. Come on. No? You gotta go out. Okay, maybe if I go first. He's the quirkiest darn dog. Sometimes you have to shut the door and then open the door and then he'll come. Come on, bud. Anyway, it is a cool morning this morning. 39 degrees right now. Supposed to get down in the 20s tonight. They're actually talking about snow. I think it's Monday, Tuesday. Inch one day and 1 to 3 the next. Not in the field again. It rained again yesterday. Not a lot. Got a little over a tenth, but as wet as it has been, a tenth made it even more wet. So that didn't work. We might get out in the field later this afternoon. We're not going to do a lot if we do. If we get out in the field, probably going to be late this afternoon, and just going to put a little bit of corn in the bin down there at the other bin site. Transfer that over to the drying bin, and just make sure the burner lights and all the augers work and everything. And so when we can finally get going, we can go. Anyway, guys, continuing on the old shop building here, had some people make some comments on it, and I see my battery is just about dead. I'm gonna have to go put a charge on this. I have got to get another battery for this camera. So back over to the other shop. I want to plug this in for a little bit, make sure I have enough battery, and I'll catch you back in a few. Alright guys, let's try this again. Get into the old building here. Had some people make some comments. Overall, seems like everybody thinks it's a pretty good idea. I just really like this building. Needs a little updating, needs a few things fixed up on it, but I really like it. But anyway, had a few say they really couldn't see in this end. There's really not a lot to see, but let's see what I can do here. And it's a mess. It needs cleaned up, that's for sure. But I'll see if I can get this big door open. It hasn't been opened in quite some time. But let me put the camera down, get that open, get some light in there, show you what we got. Alright, so I got this door opened up out here. It's not open all the way, but opened up somewhat. Get some sunlight in here. There's actually something written. I never noticed this before. There's something written out here, but I can't tell what it is. I think it might say Margaret. I'm not sure. I can't see anything over on this side. But anyway, here it is. And like I said, it's a mess in here. There's just been stuff thrown in here and stored in here. This pile of wood here is tongue and groove, what is it, 2x6 cypress boards that came off of an old silo pit out back. And when I moved in here, I tore a whole bunch of stuff out, but I saved all these boards. But anyway, old floor jack. But here's the building. One thing, Abby seems to like running around in here. But one thing in here, this floor is pretty heavily sloped down this way. So it would take quite a bit of fill to get this all leveled out. It could be done, but it would take quite a bit. Not sure why it's like that, if it was intentional or what, but it's just a dirt floor. There's no concrete in here. Got some old sickles up here on the wall. But anyway, yeah, it's not real pretty right now, but in my mind, it could be pretty darn nice. We'd have to do something up here on the roof to put a ceiling in this. Probably go across these, and then over here it would have to kind of angle down that way. Wouldn't be real hard to do. Just take a lot of stuff, a lot of lumber to do it. So redoing all this is not going to be cheap. Have to insulate all this, and then get electrical run in here, all new lighting and everything. But I'll get clear back in the corner here. So that would be how big it is in here. I can't remember the dimensions. I think it's I don't know, it's like 28 feet this way, but this way, I just don't remember. I could step it off and come pretty close. Came outside here, so if I were to step this off, look out, buddy, you have to move. Let's see. Let's see, that would be about, it's about 40 feet. I think that came out to, let's see. What I stepped off would come out to 39, so I imagine this is about 40 feet wide and almost 30 feet deep, 28 feet deep, something like that. Abby, you've got cobwebs all over your face, girl. But gonna take a little cleaning up and a lot of time, a lot of money. And this isn't something that, you know, I'm gonna do this weekend. It's gonna take some time, just because I really don't have it in the budget to do it, but I've been wanting to do it for a while now. So I think what I would probably do is start on this end, get this all buttoned up in here. And like I said in my last video, it would be so much easier to heat this. The ceiling isn't near as high, it's not quite as big. Get it all insulated real good. And another nice thing down on this end, in the winter time, you know, like I said, get this all really insulated good, but you got all these windows the sun can shine through, and that would help heat things up as well. And these studs on these windows, they're 24 inch on center, and I'd like to get rid of the windows that are on here. They're not the greatest. It's just kind of something I threw together. They work, but you know, 3 of them are broke out. They leak some air. They're just old cruddy windows. But I like to put a window between, you know, and in between in between studs here, each section, however you want to say that. But and the measurement, I measured those yesterday. It's like 22 and a quarter in between, and I guess I'm not sure exactly how tall they are. I think I measured 34, something like that. And I'm thinking of using plexiglass and just kind of making something myself. They probably wouldn't open or anything. It'd be kind of nice if they would, but to buy brand new windows to put in there might get a little pricey, although I did price some plexiglass, and to do that isn't horrible. Not exactly cheap, but it's not horrible. Whatever you do is going to cost some money. So this end down here would be probably where I would be a lot of the time. Maybe, I don't know, it depends on what I'm doing, I guess. But then you come in here and have this big shop area. New cement floor, that would be awesome. And to give you an idea, I haven't measured anything, but to give you an idea how much that floor slopes down, at least up here, there's the top of the foundation right there. And then back here on the back wall, you can see how far down the dirt goes. So there's quite a difference. That would take a lot of fill of some kind. In fact, you can see how much of the foundation is showing there. And then up here on this side, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Well, I don't know if you can see. Looks to me like about maybe 8 inches. Have to measure it, but there's quite a difference. And what I'd really like to do, one, I'd like to get internet into the shop, which I'm going to do this fall, whether it's this shop, the other shop, both. I'm going to run a cable from up at the house. To go to the other shop, I'd have to go under a sidewalk up there, across the driveway, through that grass by the old windmill, across, let's see, across another driveway, through a little bit of grass, and then across the driveway going into the barn or shop, whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of cable to run there. It'd be a lot easier to get it into this shop. What are you guys doing? Hey, always doing something. Just keep it down. Anyway, to get it into this shop, It'd come out that side of the house, and I could just run it back behind here right into this shop just through the yard. Really wouldn't be too hard to do. And then I'd have internet down here. I'd like to have a computer in the shop. Maybe a big TV hanging here. I think it'd be pretty sweet. And I'd probably need a new stereo system because this is my son's. It doesn't work the greatest. One I have in the other shop, it's just an old radio similar to that. Don't know if you've ever noticed, I have speakers hung all around the shop. I got two big speakers kind of in the far corners. Then there's speakers in the wall pretty much all around the shop. A couple outside. I know you don't ever hear the radio going because copyright issues, but it actually works pretty good. There's speakers out of trucks and cars and stuff that have been replaced. They still work. I mount them into the wall. Works great. As far as would you guys settle down? Go outside. Trying to make a video here. Go. Scram. Beat it. Okay. Hey, let's go. All right, so as far as lighting goes in here, you know, in the other shop I have them hanging down a little bit, and they are 100-watt LED bulbs. I'd probably do something real similar in here, except I'd probably just mount them right up to the ceiling, just, you know, kind of like that one is. And probably what I'd do is probably 3 across, and probably 4 this way. Then over here on this side, I get it done. I'd probably have them hanging off of the ceiling similar to what's in the other shop. Could just mount them right up on the ceiling, I guess. Be kind of nice down here on this end. It's angled down this way. I could angle the lights off this way. I don't know. Kind of getting ahead of myself here. Got a ways to go. But people wanted to see this side of the shop, so I thought I'd come out here and open the door. Have a little time this morning because, like I said, we're not in the field. Don't know if we're gonna get in the field. We need to get in the field. We should be done or just about done with harvest, and we have just barely gotten started in corn. Anyway, guys, that's what we have. Have any comments, suggestions, thoughts, anything like that, throw them down in the comments. Some people have mentioned the sprayed foam insulation, and I've thought about that. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit more expensive, but there is a guy, he lives across a couple of fields that way, and that's what he does. He has his own business, and he does spray foam, that spray insulation stuff. I don't know him. He hasn't lived there all that long. I've thought about stopping in there and seeing if he'd want to come take a look at it and tell me what it would cost. You know, have him come take a look, at least for this side over here for now, see what, surely it couldn't cost too terribly much, but maybe he'd give me a neighbor discount. I kind of doubt it. What are you chewing on, Abby? What do you got there? What is that? Piece of rubber hose. I don't think you need to be chewing on rubber hose. Anyway, guys, just kind of a quick update there for you. Some people want to see the other end of that building, so I thought I'd do that this morning. I got nothing else going on. Not working on the Bronco. Next thing I want to do on the Bronco is I want to paint it. So that'll probably be after harvest. I can't do it right now. I just can't. So that will be coming up. At least that's the plan. Hopefully we'll get in the field. Don't know. It's not drying a whole lot. There's not much wind. The sun doesn't feel real warm. It's cold out. And you know, the sun isn't out all the time either. It's quite a few clouds in the sky, but so I don't know. It's wet. It might be, it may be tomorrow before we even try anything. So a lot of you seem to have some interest in that old building, fixing it up and making it kind of like new again. And I really appreciate that. If you have any comments, drop them down below. Suggestions, ideas, anything like that. Just go ahead and toss them out there. And please give this video a big old thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.